So let's put this in perspective. In September of a given year in Major League Baseball, you could be a utility player who's not getting played much, and within 2 weeks you're on the cover of Sports Illustrated and a World Series hero. How often would this happen? Well, this is probably one of the greatest one-hit wonder or two-week wonder in Major League Baseball history. I have great respect for him because I saw him play and he had skills, but he got a break and basically he was a World Series champion on the cover of Sports Illustrated, despite what the media was saying. Of course, we're talking about the pride of Glasgow, Kentucky, Brian Doyle. Now, Brian Reed Doyle, born January 26, 54, played mostly was reserved for his career. He started in the 78 World Series for the champion New York Yankees, who met the Dodgers, and he was a big part in their four-game comeback after the Dodgers won the first two games. Doyle's efforts, along with a very, very strong top nine for the Yankees, won four straight and took the title. Now, originally drafted by the Rangers in the fourth round of the 72 MLB draft out of Cavender High School in Horse Cave, Kentucky, he batted .259 with 10 home runs and 102 runs batted in over five seasons in the Rangers farm system. When he was traded to the Yankees along with Greg Pryor in exchange for Sandy Alomar Sr., a very controversial deal, by the way. After spending the 77 season in AAA Syracuse Chiefs, he split the 78 season between the Yankees and the Tacoma Yankees. Doyle wasn't originally expected to be part of the Yankees' postseason roster. However, all-star second baseman Willie Randolph had been dealing with cartilage problems in his left knee all season. It eventually led to a hamstring injury to him on September 29th, which sidelined him for the postseason. Doyle was added in his place. Now, he went 2 for 5 in his first career RBI in Game 1 of the 78 American League Championship Series against the Royals. With left-handers going in Games 2 or 3, manager Bob Lemon went with right-handing batting Fred Stanley at second. Doyle started the final game and walked once in 3 plate appearances. But here it gets quite bizarre. He took the field as a late-inning replacement, but for the most part set out the Game 1 of the World Series with left-hander Tommy John pitching. He went 1 for 3 in Game 2 and hitless in 4 at-bats in Game 3. In Game 5, he went 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored, and the Yankees 12-2 dismantling the Dodgers. For this effort, he was featured again on the October 23rd, 78 cover of Sports Illustrated. So, got to play September 29th and on the cover of SI on the 23rd, less than 3 weeks duration. In Game 6, Doyle came to bat in the second inning with runners on first and second, and the Yankees trailing 1-0. He doubled a drive in the first Yankee run. It was his first career extra base hit. He drove in a second run in the sixth. For the 78 World Series champion New York Yankees, he batted a team-leading .438 with 7 hits and 16 at-bats, 1 double, 4 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. In the postseason overall, he had 9 hits and 23 at-bats. Compared to his 78 regular season, in which he only had 10 hits, 1.92 average, and 6 runs scored with no RBIs. So get this, no RBIs in the regular season, and becomes a star in the postseason. He finished second to Bucky Dent in the World Series Most Valuable Player Award balloting. Batting behind Doyle, the number 9 hitter batted .417 with 7 RBIs. The number 8 and 9 slots in the Yankees batting order batted .400 with 7 runs scored and 9 RBIs. So that was the big key. So the Dodgers could stop the big hitters, but couldn't stop the bottom, what they call the bottom 3. Now, regardless of his postseason heroics, he saw little action on the remainder of his Yankees career. He appeared in 54 games in the 79 and 80 seasons combined, with 159 with 10 RBIs. On June 29, 1980, he hit his only career home run off the Cleveland Indians' Len Barker. Now, on November 3rd, 1980, Yankees traded Stanley and a player to be named later to the A's for a pitcher Mike Morgan. The Yankees sent Doyle to the A's to complete the deal, but Commissioner of Baseball Bowie Kuhn voided the transfer because Doyle was assigned to the Columbus Clippers at the time. On December 8th, the A's selected Doyle in the Rule 5 draft, so they're pretty high in him. Now, he began his 81 season in a lefty-righty platoon with Shuley Babbitt at second base before being sidelined for 3 weeks by hamstring injury 7 games in the season. He returned in early May and was batting only .125 on the season when Toronto Blue Jays designated hitter Otto Velez separated Doyle's shoulder, attempted to break up a double play. He played 21 games in AAA but never returned to the majors. He split the 82 season between the Jays and the Indians International League affiliates, before going into coaching for 1983. Now, it was a very interesting thing because he comes up in conversation all the time. And most recently, I think it was a trivia question with I think it's TBS or whatever. Who was the greatest, 2-week wonder in playoff history? And it's him, of course. Now, he and his beautiful wife Connie have been married since '74. They have two children, Kirk and Kristen. His twin brother Blake played minor league ball before becoming a major league coach. His brother Denny, who unfortunately passed away in 2022, also played in the major leagues. In '78, the Doyle brothers founded Doyle Baseball, a baseball school. Now, '83, Doyle managed the New York Penn League's Botvier Trojans at a 42-43 record. But in the '90s, Doyle was diagnosed with leukemia, was later on diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2015. So he's had some health struggles, but my God, a very, very kind person, a very dedicated person. The people within the Blue Jays system were very high on Brian because Brian, again, what you see is what you get. Whatever he was asked to do, he would do it, whether it's in the minor leagues or the major leagues. But I still remember my dad saying, "Who's this guy?" When the first time he played against Kansas City. But my dad was a baseball fan. He said, "You got to watch this guy. He wants to be there." So Brian Doyle, my God, what memories he provided us in that glorious '78 playoff. Because '77 was a Jackson show, but '78 was a utility show because Dent and Stanley and Doyle really, really brought the Yankees to another level because they're always dedicated to success. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here, we're our Yankees Vintage Podcast. Let us know what a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.